Hello, this is Deb Joyce Meek with Delight of My Art. Welcome to day 5 of 6 of our Santa's Workshop Craft Along for 2025. I'm so happy to see that you're here, and thank you for watching the live version or the replay for this video. We are on YouTube at Delight of My Art and also on Facebook. So thank you so much for tuning in and for following all of my channels and for checking these out throughout the week here. If you've been following along with your tutorial, that is great. It is very helpful to have all of the pieces pre-cut as we go through the videos because I move a little bit fast just so that I'm not wasting your time so you don't have to fast forward all of the videos. But if you would like to have the tutorial here with all of the measurements, full color pictures, diagrams, and all of that sort of thing, you can get that at craftalong.orderwithdeb.com. It's $35, or you can place an order in my online store, and I'd much rather give it to you for free with your $50 order before shipping and tax and after applying your rewards. If your order is over $100, I have 10 free handmade cards for you. In fact, today let's double it, 20 free handmade cards. So let's go ahead and get started with our fun projects for today. We have 6 demonstrators that put together our heads and created and designed. So I think today's is Erica Serwin, and she created some really cute things. So I'm going to put my diagram off to the side here, and I did do the original one from her directions, and then we're going to make an alternative. Isn't this so cute? So you can put a piece of candy in here. It would fit a nice chunky size candy bar, or other fun things that you could fit in here. You could probably fit Tic Tacs or just about anything. So we've got a nice to from on the front. We got a cute little Santa here, and this is Coastal Cabana. It was a fun new color. I don't usually use Coastal Cabana, so it was fun to kind of get that color out, and it kind of provides a pop of color to the Christmas season. So let's go ahead and get this started. So she used the Coastal Cabana, and I'm doing an alternative. So I'll show you all of the measurements and everything too. And I think you're going to be tickled to see my alternative. I was pretty excited about it. I showed my daughter and she was like, oh my gosh, that's cute. So we're going to do 2 tags from that Festive Friends. They have this really cute tag in here with that little diamond shape at the top. We need 2 of those. This one was in Coastal Cabana. Mine are in Garden Green. And I already did the stamping on here with my white craft ink. So this is the first time I inked up my craft ink, and I feel like I had an older one and it took forever to dry. And this one didn't take quite as long. I did let it sit for a day just to make sure, but sometimes you have to let that kind of sit or heat set it to be fully dry. But I just stamped it and let it sit for a day just in case. But I did test it not too long after I had done it, and it wasn't still wet. So that was nice to know. I like the subtle white. It's kind of like chalk on a dark color instead of white embossing. So if you don't have the white craft ink, you could always emboss on the green, but I thought this was a fun option. So 2 tags from that same die set. Now we're going to take out a piece of thick white and our trimmer. This piece is 2 by 7.5. And we're going to do some scoring here. I'm going to put my comments up so I can see everybody. 2 inches by 7.5. And you're going, see how the inside is just a skinny strip, very paper saving container, by the way. So 2 by 7. On the long side, we're going to score at 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and 4 3/4. And on the short side, yes, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1.5. So one side's going to be at 1.5 and the other side's going to be at half. So you just flip that around. So one side's 1.5, the other side's 1/2. And that's it. So then we take our snips here. So I'll fold this so you can kind of see what's going on. It's hard to see white when it's embossed or scored, right? So here is what's going on. So we have this kind of 9 sections here. We are going to cut up to that first score line on those 2 inside folds, and we're just going to make this form into a box. All right, so we are going to just have this come up like this. So we're just going to, let's see, I want to bring in my Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to add a little bit on the inside here and then put this right there like so, and give it a good pinch to really adhere that. And then again on the sides, just up about 1/2 inch. Because if you go up too high, then it's going to be on the inside of your box. So this is kind of like the outlines of a, like the bones of a box, right? We're going to cover these 2 sides with these tags to complete the box. Isn't that so clever to kind of save paper? So we have this little tray thing. Isn't that funny? And I'm going to put it, so I thought at first with the directions that it should sit all the way at the bottom, but I don't think it should, because this piece is, it would show. Do you see the little corners of the box that would show? And so what we're going to do is place it in the center so that the sides, the bottom, have an even border when you place it on there. So this side, and this side all have an even border. So we're going to take some tear and tape and just run that down the length of all of the sides of this little tiny box. Say hello if you're watching live. I see a few more people today than yesterday. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving and ate their fill and had to loosen their pants buckle because you ate too much good food. Tell me what your favorite dish is from Thanksgiving. That's always fun. All right, I'm almost done here. I'm just gonna get all my edges covered. All right. I love tear and tape because you can just rip it off and you don't have to worry about cutting it with scissors. All right, I'm putting that away so I don't lose it. We're going to just undo one side. So if it's not coming off properly, you can just press it. Let's go ahead and press it. We're gonna put our bone folder on the inside here and just make sure that all of those, that tape's just really good and stuck on there. And then the backing should come off a lot easier. There we go. We're just gonna do one side at a time. So since this side is off, this is the sticky side. I'm going to try to do my best centering that on there without putting my head in the camera. That looks pretty good. So we have little edges, and the corners are closer to the edge because those are the rounded ones. So we're going to take our bone folder and then just make sure that that adheres really nice on that side. And then we can do the other side. So I decorated this side. I'm going to put it face down again so that when I put this down, I can see, and you probably can't see, but as I'm sitting here, I can see the edges as I can put this down. So that one is going to go that way. Oh, Linda loves her daughter's cranberries. And Smiley J loves pecan pie. That is one of our Stampin' Up! Colors, and that's what I thought you were referring to before I remembered what I had asked. What's your favorite dish from Thanksgiving? All right, so we are going to just put this one on here again. And it should stand up straight. Oops, I bent it. Don't pinch it too tight. We're going to put our bone folder on the inside there. I'm just pressing right on those edges like this so that that adheres, so I don't have to pinch it with my fingers and bend the sides of our box. Okay, so we have this cute little box now, and now we can decorate it. All right, so there is a strip of the DSP here, the black one. I'm going to use these cute little trees. It's the back side of that one, and I'll show you the reason why in a second. But this strip is 1 inch by 3 3/4. We're just gonna do a little side snips to that, um, like so, and just kind of angle stick that there. We have our little to from tag. This is from Stylish Shapes, and that to and from is from that same Festive Friends where we found this cute little guy. We have a nice little tree. This one is cut from Granny Apple Green, just like this one. So that will go back there on dimensionals. And then I did stamp this same guy, but I colored him a little bit different. It's a hunter. I thought this was so stinking cute. Since we were using some orange on the carrot noses for the snowman, I thought, well, which markers that we said we were using can I use to create somebody a little bit different? My first thought was, why don't I create like a grandfather type figure? And it just turned into this cute little hunter guy. So we used pecan pie, I think, on his beard and his hair, and I used the pumpkin pie on his uh, hat and his clothes. I did add a little bit of light crumb cake to just kind of blend this together. I used light and dark pumpkin pie and then added a little bit of light black. Now, since I cut the pom-pom off of his hat, it was no white background behind the top part there. And I showed this project to my daughter and she was like, I like it, but I don't like that it's not even, it's just like, it looks like you cut it off. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I stuck an extra piece of paper on the back. This is another piece of cardstock. It was just a big rectangle. And then I cut around the edge there. So now you can't even tell, but it kind of completes that picture of a hat. So he doesn't have a pom-pom on his hat, this one. I thought that was pretty clever. So here we go. We will go ahead and put some dimensionals and put everything on here. I hope you think the hunter is cute. My husband has been having a blast in the woods yesterday and today. He finally got a deer yesterday morning. I saw it when I came back from driving my son back from the turkey trot. He did the 5K race in Lansing here, and it was funny. He said he was going to go back out again later last night, and I said, well, what if you get another one? He goes, yeah, what if I get another one? And he did. He got a second one. He got two. So he said, well, if I'm going to the processing place, you may as well just bring two, right? I said, well, that is pretty clever, actually. So congratulations to him. That's pretty cool. We do eat venison a lot during the whole year, so it's nice to fill up the freezer again. All right, so I'm going to put my cute little hunter here, and since this is already up on dimensionals, I'm not going to add dimensionals to his feet area, just kind of like mid-level here. Probably only need two. And I might just add a little adhesive there on his body to make sure that's down and correct. Ah, cute. And then with this piece, since you have to write on here, I didn't want to just add 1 or 2 dimensionals. I thought that this was kind of a smart idea. We do have these foam adhesive sheets. And so if we can put this up on dimension if we back it so that when you write on it, you have like a whole surface for it. So it's probably too big. So we'll just make it a little bit smaller. And I can save this piece. It's just like the same height as dimensionals. And we'll just add that behind there so that when I write on it, it has a good back on it. There we go. Take the backing off there and stick that here-ish. I'm gonna put it a little lower. There. And so now we can I'll put all my little foam pieces in the drawer here. Now I can add some ribbon. And what did I do with my ribbon? Whoops, I found it, but I knocked stuff over in the meantime. We have our basic beige ribbon, and I'll just tie that through the hole. You would want to put your candy in here first probably, but I actually think you could still probably sneak something through there. But you just tie it through both of those holes and then just tie a bow at the top so that whatever you put in there stays put. In fact, let's go ahead and trim that. Isn't he cute, Kathy? Thanks, my hunter. And I love my hunter, my husband. All right, so here is our cute little project number 1 for the day. Oh, I really pinched the top there, which is fine if you wanted that to kind of bend over, or you can have it be loose and have those edges be straight. So, oh, and we want to add a few of our dots, maybe the gold on this one. So let's do that. We'll add a little bit of gold. Maybe on the tree. There we go. And I want another medium-sized one. I like to put them on the desktop so I can see them a little bit better. I don't want to dump them all out, right? That would make a mess. There. We'll just put those back in there. And that is project number 1 for the day. Which one do you like best? Let me know in the comments. And we'll go ahead and move on to our second project. That was super cute. So well done, Erica Serwin, for putting all that together. Here is project number 2 for the day, this cute little snowman card. And so we have a little bit of decoration on the inside as well. Lots of layering here. So let me show you the dimensions for this one as well. All right, so I'm gonna kind of stick my things off to the side here so we can make room. And I will get my directions out to make sure to tell you the right dimensions. Okay, so we're doing the coastal cabana. I'm keeping that. It's 4¼ by 11, scored in half at 5½. So that is just your regular card base tall ways. And we'll just go ahead and burnish that piece. Oh, we're getting love for the hunter, right? Yes. All right. So we have a piece for the inside, 4 by 5¼ of course. And so we'll be decorating that in a little bit. We have a piece of designer series paper, and I have chosen the Fa La 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 one. And so we'll put that one on the back here. It's 4 by 5¼ as well. If you wanted to save paper, Erica suggested you could just do strips here instead, and that would save paper instead of having it the whole way behind. I just wanted to measure this. It is 5/8 of an inch strips, 5/8 of an inch by 5¼ So if you wanted to do that, you're totally welcome to do that. We also have these 3 pieces like this one. And in fact, I probably won't use the black one since I used black paper. And so we'll have a few less layers on this piece, but I'm going to tell you the measurements for these. Just like this one here. So the black one is 2¾ by 5¼ and the coastal cabana one is 2½ by 5¼ and the white one is 2¼ by 5¼ So just going down 1/4 of an inch for each one of those. So I'm going to put the black one off, and we probably won't be using that one. And we will be decorating these 2 white pieces here. So we also have a few little pieces that we die cut already. I did those 2 trees. I did cut another one just in case we wanted to play around with the other trees. Both of these trees come in that Festive Friends bundle, and they have the inside pieces here. So I'll show you how to attach those on the inside in a little bit. So this is our Festive Friends that we're using. You could get this in an order today if you wanted to, and then that would go towards getting your free tutorial if you'd like. I've got all my extra pieces in here to play when the next time I open that. All right, so I'm going to have a blending brush as well. My blending brush, I need my Coastal Cabana ink pad, and you'll do your stamping for the little snowman guy. I already did my stamping and I colored her in pinks. So I didn't realize that she actually in her directions did tell us to use Melon Mambo ink on this one. So it was hard to tell in the picture. I just kind of followed the picture, but that's Melon Mambo and Real Red, I think. Oh no, she didn't use Real Red. Melon Mambo, probably light and dark. And so I thought, well, we're already using that pink that we are using for the cheeks. And so I'll bring in that Melon Mambo and kind of go back and forth with both of those for my second one. So I thought that she was so cute. We have to use a little girly one. All right, so we're going to take these white pieces and do some stamping. Just put all of these pieces off to the side. And so we have our Coastal Cabana ink pad. And we are going to do some sponging here. So, well, I'm going to take the back of my directions here. Just, we want to rub off a little bit of the ink when you do the blending brushes, because it's a little harsh when you first put it on there. Because if you're dipping it and just dabbing it in the ink, and when you first touch your paper, it can make darker marks that aren't quite so blendable. So I like it to be a little bit more subtle. You can always add more ink. You can't really take it away very well. So we will do that. So I'm going to add it to the corner here, just like this. And I have my scrap paper underneath. And then we will just use our, oh, where did my stamp go? There it is. We have that cute little snowflake here, and we're just going to ink that full strength in that Coastal Cabana and stamp that in the corner. This will be the inside of the card. And then for this one, we are going to ink up just kind of about here. And since this is covering it, you don't have to, dab off, but out of habit, I like it to just, add color as I want to, right? In fact, we want to do We Wish You a Merry Christmas before we start messing with all the rest of this, because if we stamp wrong and have to turn the paper over, then we've already done all of our blending, and why do all the work twice, right? So let's find need to find that stamp. I thought I had done this part already, but I didn't. So we are gonna look for that one. So sorry. It's probably the one. Oh, it is. It's the one that fell down. That's why I couldn't find it. And it's already got red all over it. So I'm going to wash this. I'm going to do it in black because I don't have the pink ink that we listed for you, all of the supplies that you were going to do. So we'll just keep it to those. And I'm going to do this in black. So I'm going to take out my scrub. I love my scrub. Spray my Stampin' Mist. I don't know if you guys do this. I tend to use the same color families in different quadrants in my scrub because it does get dirty. And so red is always the upper left corner. So this is red. I'm going to do it. You can see it's kind of reddish. That way, if I'm washing off some other ink I need to wash this out, but then I know that it's always a little bit reddish in that upper corner. I use a lot of red, so I do reds and then yellows, hardly ever use this corner, greens, and then blues and purples, and then black is kind of in the middle. Am I the only crazy one that does that? Probably. Because I don't always wash it, so I'm trying to keep all the colors in the same-ish area, right? Oh, I said we're going to do the stamping first. All right, so we'll do the memento. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Before I put it on here, I'm going to test that I can get it straight. So I'm just going to see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, I want that kind of right here. That looks good. Probably up a little bit higher than the other one, but that's okay. So we're just going to add some blending. I'm going to go out kind of 2/3 of the way high, out this way a little bit. That looks pretty good. And we already did our coloring on here. This is Coastal Cabana. I did use a little bit of Pool Party for the shadows on the snow part, the snowman part, right here in the corners. I don't know if you can even tell. And then we got our pumpkin pie for the nose. And I did add Wink of Stella to her hat and her scarf, so she's nice and sparkly. And we can put those, oh, and I shouldn't have put that away yet. We want to do some snowflakes behind the snowman. So we'll do one kind of poking down this a ways, and that is the technical term, this a ways, and up here. So I'm going to put her here. So I want it to kind of poke out from behind where she is. So that's my trick to do that. Just kind of place something and then quick scoot it out of the way. It's called the place and scoot method. Actually, I don't know. All right, so now we have these cute little trees and they have these little punch outs. And so I wanted to show you how to put those in. So they do fit right in there, but this is how you can then put them in there. So we're just going to turn the whole thing over and it's still inside. You can put some tear and tape there. Just kind of hold it in place like so. And we'll do something different on this one. This one, we're just going to add some dimensionals. Now, I did find that it is a little tricky to stick dimensionals on this tear and tape back because it's pretty shiny. And so if you did this, then you'd put dimensionals kind of on and off of the tape so that it sticks to the cardstock and to the other area. So that's my trick for that. Oops, I just took the backing off. That's funny. So both of these get dimensionals. And up at the tip, I'm going to put a little one. I love our mini dimensionals too. So these the dimensionals are holding it together. So this is probably preferable, but if you really wanted it to make sure to stay, you could also add some tear and tape or just regular tape, really. Oops, need that to go over just a hair. Oh, that one's not sticky anymore. There. And let's put dimensionals on the back of this one because I want to test and see if we like this one better or the other one. So before I take any backings off, we're just going to place everything everywhere so we know what to expect. We want dimensionals on the back of our cutie little snow girl. And we have all of our pieces here. Okay, so let's start assembling and see where we go. I'm going to take my glue out. We have our front piece. Again, this is 4 by 5 1/4. Before you glue that down, probably should make sure that it's opening at the right side. Yes. And then we have our middle piece here. If you were doing a lighter background, you'd want that black layer. Kathy loves the snow girl. Yay. It was fun to make a little elf girl and a little elf or a girly snowman, snow girl. All right, we'll just stick this piece on now. And the other one, I had not read the directions correctly, and I didn't realize it had that in the background with the blending brush. And so while it was all together, I didn't have the pieces on the front. I just did it while it was on there. So you can do that too. If you forgot to do this, you can put that, add that later. Let's go ahead and put the inside in, and then we can decorate the front. So I can't believe we only have one more day of our craft along. This has gone by so fast. You'll have to let me know at the end of tomorrow which one was your favorite. So, oops, okay. Let's see if we like that better, or if we like the two trees. That's kind of cute. It looks a little bit better with the tall one though, I think, because she's nice and squat and then the trees are nice and tall. I do kind of like that better. All right, and I'll have to find a piece of ribbon. I used up almost all of my ribbon. I just have tiny little pieces left. Let's see if I can't find something. Oh, I do. I have a few tiny little pieces. This is about it, what I have left. Hopefully I can make a little bow with this. Yes, good. This has been great ribbon. I have to add this to my cart. Do you ever do that? You add things to your cart so you don't forget and just sits there until your next order. I'm always putting things in the cart. I can always move it out, but there. Okay, so we'll just add all of these pieces. I'll save this tree for later. I didn't take the backs off of the dimensionals, so it's all good. And we want to add this guy. Right there-ish. And this one. Yes, Kathy, please go back and watch all of the craft along videos. This is day 5 of 6. So we have one more tomorrow, and then we have 4 more before this one. So we'll go ahead and center her over top of the word. So it is a little bit off center, which is an artistic choice. I like how all of it's kind of heavy over here and kind of more plain over here. It is good to kind of give yourself, oh, I shouldn't have put a dimensional here. It's good to give yourself a some blank space on your card. You can see that it's all blank up here, but it just helps to draw your eye to the actual focal point. If you had stuff all over it, would just look too busy. There. And we want to add our cute little bow, and this, we can use this green color because we used it in the tree here. And I'm going to tuck it this way because then we can see our words. There we go. We have our second project for the day. Let me know which one of those you like the best. Oh, and we need to add some little gems here. It was hard to find projects to use the blue, but we also have pink here. Oh, you know what I wanted to show you? With our blends, another awesome reason to use the blends, and that's not the right color. We can color our embellishments. So there's pink ones here, and they're not quite the right pink. I'm going to use my blends to recolor these. These are on 40% off right now, by the way. And so I'm just going to color my own embellishments to perfectly match my project. You do want those to dry for just a second. It's the same as a Sharpie marker. It's an alcohol marker, and so it is permanent. And so that should match my pieces here. I'm just going to let that dry for just a second while I try to find my take your pick tool, which is right here. And we'll go ahead and just scoop those up. Like so. One up there. So there we go. We have custom embellishments. Let me know which one of the snowmen you like the best. There's no wrong answer. And then we also have our cute little boxes from earlier today. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope that you are having an awesome Friday. It's Black Friday today, so I hope that you're able to get some good deals. And I would love if you would shop with me at orderwithdeb.com. I would love to shower you with some gifts in the mail as well. So thank you again for watching. We got one more day. Tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. I will have a recorded video for you. In fact, I will record it right after we're done with this one. So I can't wait to share with you what we're doing tomorrow. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.